So it looks like we have yet another partnership with Sweet Baby Inc. and another company, and this time it has to do with the Powell Group. Now, apparently they're partnering together to push the same similar agenda that SBI has been pushing since day one. Is anybody shocked by this? Absolutely not. Sweet Baby Inc. is trying to push out as much influence as they possibly can. And again, this is from the company that says they have no power, they can't do anything, and they're just a little small group of 16 people. Well, apparently that is not the case, and they're continuing to partner with companies, and this one is including the Powell Group.
It's like pure concentrated evil.
So let's get into this article, guys, from That Park Place. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. Now, apparently the Powell Group has announced that it partnered with SBI to push its woke agenda and specifically to provide sensitivity and authenticity consultancy at every stage of development. So you guys can already know what this means. We have seen the efforts of Sweet Baby Inc. when it comes to overall sensitivity reading, right? Nobody wants a sensitivity reader. The fact that we actually even live in a world where we need sensitivity readers just goes to show how unbelievably soft this world actually is. It is such a massive joke that we live in a world where you have to make something sensitive for people that might read it or see it or play it. At the end of the day, man, this is what the ESRB was for, right? This is what the rating system was for. This was to inform people that, hey, this might have certain things that might trigger XYZ people depending on the age group. You know what I mean? Like you don't want something ultra violent for people under, 13 years old or whatever the case may be. Or you don't want something ultra sexual for people that are under 18 years old. Like there's a reason why there are ESRB ratings, but apparently that's not enough. Now we need to make sure that everything is censored, because even the people who can handle the content are not allowed to consume the content, quite simply because the people that can't handle it are potentially able to see it. Then it says YouTuber Master the TDS, the host of Gothic Therapy's channel, discovered the partnership and shared in a video. They're not just partnering with SBI, they are going to help Sweet Baby Inc. reach a wider market and be able to appeal to more studios, more gamers, more companies under a name that is more trusted in the industry. Now, that's actually very interesting that if they are partnering with the Powell Group in order to try to get their way into an industry that they're currently being lambasted out of, then that might be a thing. But ultimately, I don't really think that SBI has a bad reputation with the industry per se. I think that it is definitely more known that they're not exactly liked amongst gamers, and that if anybody actually acknowledges their partnership with SBI, that they're risking the financial future of whatever video game that they're making. I think they acknowledge that, but it's not like they're condemning Sweet Baby Inc. It's not like you have these studios out here saying, yeah, we're not going to work with those consultancy psychopaths. No, nobody's doing that, right? The industry's not doing that. The industry is protecting Sweet Baby Inc. every way they possibly can. Even if they won't partner with them anymore, they're not going to openly condemn them out in public. Very few would actually do that. The Powell Group announced it partnered with Sweet Baby Inc. in a post to LinkedIn about a week ago. The post states the following: "We believe you need diverse voices to solve diverse problems." That is absolute bullshit, by the way, because the history has proven that, right? And that goes both ways. I don't need a team of white and black people in order to solve a problem. You can do it with a team of all black people, and you could do it with a team of all white people, as long as there is one common thing amongst them, and that is that they're competent, right? The skin color does not solve the problem. The brain behind the person solves the problem. So if they are competent and they happen to all be black team, then that's fine. If they are competent and they all happen to be an all white team, that's fine too. Problems don't care about your fucking skin color. All problems care about is how they can be solved, and they're only going to be solved by the brains behind people. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just a racist, right? According to these people. Together with our partners at Sweet Baby Inc., we provide sensitivity and authenticity consulting at every stage of development. We connect you to an inclusive and knowledgeable team of consultants to best bring your story to life. Our approach leads with the creation of joyful and authentic experiences. We seek to be additive, not just corrective, the company adds. Well, you're definitely adding to issues, I would say. It's amazing how you're saying you're going to hire SBI to help solve problems, but at the end of the day, you're just going to create more problems for yourself. But, that's just a domino effect from that. From there, it details that this partnership allows developers to reach a bigger audience. Yeah. Tell new stories and represent empathetically. Yeah. Okay. So the whole nonsense about you need diversity in order to reach the largest audience, there is a multitude of video games and projects that would disagree with you. Okay. Space Marine 2 would absolutely disagree with you. Although the game was fairly diverse. You had black Space Marines, Asian Space Marines, all men, right? But at the end of the day, they didn't need a massive diversity palette in order to reach the widest audience. They had 250 150 some odd thousand concurrent players on Steam. They definitely sold well over 1 million copies easily. Black Myth Wukong. It was a fucking game about a monkey, right? At the end of the day, you don't need diversity. The game sold 2.5 million concurrent players on Steam, if not more. It's ridiculous, man. This whole notion of, oh, you need diversity in order to reach the biggest audience has been a provable lie for I don't even know how many years now, and yet they continue to sell this lie because this is their grift, right? They continue to sell this con, to sell this lie, which is the actual meaning of grifter at the end of the day, which I know a lot of these idiots don't know the actual definition, but that's what it is. They are selling a con, which is ironic because they're called a consultancy firm, right? A consultancy firm. They sell this con to people. They sell it to these studios and they get them to believe the overall story of you need diversity to reach the most players. That is an absolute nonsense. Nobody ever had this thought process in the past, and gaming has done just fine in the past without it. So to say that that is needed is ridiculous. All that does is make people walk on eggshells. All that does is make people view race when they never saw race in the first place. This will create literal racists out of this ideology and has been doing that for a long time now, and yet people don't want to recognize it. When it comes to these studios, when you openly say, yeah, we're hiring XYZ people simply based off their skin color, I know you try to make it sound nicer. You're like, oh, we're hiring XYZ amount of people from diverse backgrounds and we got a quota we got to reach. Bro, you're hiring people based off skin color. That's literally what it is. And you can say, oh, we're doing merit-based hiring, but at the end of the day, you're not doing merit-based hiring if you're not looking at all the possible applicants. If you're only picking from a small pool of diverse people, you didn't pick the best person for the job. You picked the best person for the job to have the right skin color. That's what you did. Then it declares that we believe representation is key to connecting players and audiences, appeal to a wider reach of players with more inclusive storytelling. Yeah, okay. We tackle narrative and character in any form, keeping emotional resonance and authenticity at the heart of our work. The company continues. We seek to spark joy in marginalized players. Yes, players, we want you all to understand, all you gamers out there that aren't white, we all want you to understand that you are marginalized. Oh, some of you are wealthy and you're doing well in life? No, you're still marginalized, okay? You got to believe us because we're the ones that are going to be the arbiters and tell you who's marginalized and who's not. So if you have a different skin color other than white, you're marginalized, you're held down in life, and you need to be and realize that you're oppressed. That's the mindset that they want you to be in. Is absolutely fucking insane. And this part right here is the part that I genuinely fight against every single day, that they are trying to make sure that you are in the mindset of oppression. That's where they want to keep you. They don't want you to be out of the bucket, right? These are crabs in the bucket mentality. They want to keep you down and hold you in the bucket. Every time you try to leave the bucket, they want to bring you down and then blame you for trying to leave the bucket, right? It's so fucking insane. I will never, ever be behind stuff like this. And it's amazing to see all of these white liberals over on Twitter, X, whatever, and YouTube, and they're trying to say, well, no, they are marginalized. What? No, you've been sold the absolute nonsensical story from a fellow white liberal. It's amazing. Have you spoken to any successful people of color? Do you even know any successful people of color? Because I do. Okay, I do. So what are we doing? What are we honestly doing? You really think that they should feel marginalized? You think they should feel held down? Oh, no, you're not going to acknowledge them because they're just coons, right? That's what you guys call them. They're just coons, Uncle Toms, whatever the fucking words that you guys use. It's absolutely insane. So at the end of the day, man, SBI partnering with the Powell Group, I don't know if this is going to help them in any way. I got to imagine it might help them slightly. Otherwise, they wouldn't have done the partnership, obviously. But to what extent it's going to help them, I'm not sure. But I guess time will tell as more is revealed. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.